Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the transits for this week. So we're going to discuss the transits from August 5th until August 13th. That is Saturday to Sunday. It's a big week. August is a big month. August is the month of unexpected enlightenment. There's a lot going on. We're going through a lot of transformations because of Venus retrograding in Leo, and then Mercury is joining the retrograde parade, going retrograde on the 23rd in Virgo. And besides that, we have almost all the slow moving planets retrograding. Uranus will be added to the list at the end of the month. So a lot is going on. We're doing internal work that leads to unexpected changes in our life. We've been on the trajectory of change for quite a while, but August seems to be wrapping it up, bringing things home, and we're finally figuring it out to a certain degree, deeper and maybe more profoundly so than ever before, ready for the next step. So let's see what this week is going to bring us. And yeah, let's figure it out together. So I made a whole list of transits. We have so many transits every day because the moon is the clock. In astrology, the moon is always the clock. It will tell you what we're feeling as a collective and as individuals. So it's really important to follow the moon around your chart because wherever the moon goes, that's what you feel. This is what you are reacting to. The moon is that reaction. I do have a course that's called Follow the Moon, and in that course I teach you how to follow the main phases of the moon, and there are 4 main phases and 4 minor phases, and they're really important because where they sit in your chart will activate your chart. I will put the link to the course below. But let's start with August. So we're starting with August 5th, and August 5th we have the moon in Aries, fiery moon. Let's do it. Let's take some action. The moon in Aries wants to be active, wants to do something. It is an impatient moon. It wants results right now. So August 5th starts with the moon in Aries heading towards meeting Chiron and then meeting the North Node the next day. Let me share my screen with you and show you the chart. As you can see, the moon is right here in Aries, heading towards meeting Chiron. And whenever the moon is meeting Chiron, we all are dealing with a wounded inner child. Chiron in Aries is representing the inner child. And that part of us that did not get to integrate or actually to know what our identity is. So we're all as a collective working on identity issues, and these issues are really important because if we don't know who we are, how can we function? What kind of reactions are we going to take? They're probably going to be unconscious. Therefore, Chiron is sitting for a long time in Aries and will keep being there until we'll finish the reintegration of our identity. First of all, there'll be a discovery point of who we are, and then we'll integrate that. So the moon will meet Chiron, highlighting those areas of your inner child. Wherever you have Aries in your chart, this is where the action is happening, saying, what do you want? Who are you? Maybe you can go a notch deeper into yourself and figure one more piece of the puzzle of who you are and what is your identity in this lifetime. The sun is in Leo, 12 degrees. Leo heading towards a square with Jupiter in Taurus. Not exact yet, but the tension is building. The sun in Leo wants to prove itself, wants to be out there, wants to be recognized for something that the sun is doing. Where is Leo in your chart? What do you want to be proud of? What are you creating? And especially when Venus is retrograding in Leo, saying, giving us the opportunity to reevaluate what's really important and what brings you joy and happiness. What do you want to create? How do you want to relate to yourself and to others? And how can you express yourself and come with love? What needs to change for you to shift your perspective and to shift your reaction mechanism to come with love? We need to do some inner work on that. So the tension is building between the sun and Jupiter, saying Jupiter is that expansion planet. That planet wants to have us grow. And it is saying if you want to grow and expand, maybe you need to tweak something in the way you relate, because we are interdependent on others and our relationship make a big difference in our life. So how do you relate will be equal to how do you succeed, if that makes sense, right? You need other people in order to direct you and help you get to wherever it is that you want to get. Then on August 6th, the moon is still in Aries, heading towards meeting the North Node. Now, the collective North Node is in Aries currently and will be there for 18 months. And we are all working on the same issues that Chiron in Aries is bringing to us. Same understanding that it's time to embody that light warrior personality, that warrior for good personality. Aries, like every other sign, has positive and negative. So the negative side would be the aggression, the conqueror, the rush, me part of Aries. But the good side of Aries is take action, take the right action, do the right thing, become a leader. What kind of a leader do you want to become? How do you show out there, and what kind of leadership example are you giving to others? And where do you lead? Where in your life? Where is Aries in your chart? Where do you take that leadership position and you show up and you teach others by example of what leadership is? Aries is the pure essence of our innocent child that wants to discover life on their own terms. This is the unique expression of yourself. So how can you tap more into that unique soul of yours and your spirit mission in this lifetime and really embody that and become more of a leader in whatever leadership sector that you want to embody for yourself? Those are all good questions. And when the moon meets the North Node, it is saying that way. So maybe things will come into your life at that moment. Something will happen. You will hear a podcast. You will read something. Somebody would call you. Somebody will bring a message. Pay attention when the moon hits the North Node. What's happening around you? What are the messages that you're getting from the cosmos that can help you align more into your specific mission in this life if you want? So August 6th is an interesting day to pay attention to the direction that you're heading towards. Another thing that's happening on August 6th is the Sun at 14 degrees Leo is squaring Jupiter at 14 degrees Taurus, right? We're saying that the Sun is heading towards Jupiter. And here is the Sun at 14 Leo, exactly squaring Jupiter at 14 Taurus, while the Moon is sitting together with the North Node. It's like saying, you want to become that expansive leader, teacher, wise person. You want your life to be expanded right now. You want to bring more abundance. Jupiter in Taurus is all about financial abundance. It's about success. You want more abundance, then your Sun needs to adjust to something in order to grow, right? The Sun in Leo needs to adjust. And your success will have to be dependent on what your qualities, what your virtues are, because the Sun in Leo brings some virtues. On a high level, the Sun in Leo can bring the virtue of loyalty, of showing up, of being responsible, of being creative, of being that benevolent self, somebody that is exhibiting all those high leadership qualities of a Leo. On the negative part, it's someone who complains that they're not getting enough attention and therefore they're in their victimhood mode and they have no expansion. So where you want to be, the Moon with the North Node is saying, take responsibility for your own actions. Aries, take responsibility for initiating. Take responsibility for becoming a leader. Take responsibility for yourself. No more blaming anyone, right? The South Node in Libra is saying, get rid of that pattern of blaming somebody or circumstances. There is no point in that. This is victimhood patterns. Move away and take responsibility to lead. So this is a good day, August 6th, to kind of figure this one out and take ownership on yourself and your actions. Then on August 7th, on the early morning of August 7th, the Moon will create a square to Pluto in Capricorn and then will move out into void, of course, and then we'll enter Taurus. So if you're awake wherever you are in the world, when the moon is squaring Pluto, those are a few uncomfortable hours that something may be coming to your attention in regards to being in control or out of control, in regards to having some major transformation in your life. That would be kind of a point saying I'm on a trajectory of change, but something has been coming to my attention where I need to transform something within myself that I'm not comfortable with. So pay attention if you're awake at that time. But regardless, the moon has moved into Taurus on August 7, and it is heading towards meeting Jupiter and then meeting Uranus. This is a big day. Whenever the moon meets Jupiter, especially in Taurus, it says, okay, so you want to be financially secure. How are you taking care of your finances? What is valuable for you? What are your values? How do you believe, right? Jupiter represents the belief system. So what do you believe is what you create. What do you believe to be true about your finances? Are you carrying an abundance and prosperity consciousness or not? And if not, what can you change? When the moon in Taurus will meet Uranus in Taurus, it would ask you, what can you change in order to effect a revision of your prosperity consciousness? It's about what we believe, right? Our life is actually a certain story that we tell ourselves, and that story is usually programmed through the life experiences that we had, and especially through the first conditioning that we had from our homes when we grew up. That initial story had changed within time, but usually we keep propelling the same kind of programming until one day we wake up, we have an awakening, and we say, no more, I'm not buying into that limiting belief, limiting story. I want to change, I want to affect change. This is what I want. This kind of manifestation, that's what I want. And that's when Uranus comes to the play. Uranus is always the awakening factor. It may bring unexpected occurrence from the outside, or it can be just a download. You heard something, you saw something, you read something, and suddenly there is this full understanding that something needs to change. And August 7 is all about that prosperity factor. How can you become more successful, and how can you prosper? How can you expand? We are creatures of expansion. We are constantly expanding. We're constantly learning. We're constantly bringing more knowledge and more experiences into our life. The universe is expanding, and we are on the same trajectory. So how can you expand your life in alignment with your visions, with your goals? First of all, you have to know what the goals are, clarity, right? And so when you know where your goals are, and you have a target, you know where you're going. That's a good start. And so when you know where you're going, you have to see if your values and if your beliefs, those are your tools to direct you to where you're going, if they are in congruence with where you want to go. Because if they're not matching the vibration of where you want to go, you're not going to get there. So what are your tools and your resources? Taurus, it's all about resources. What are your resources to get to that goal of yours? Do you have the right resources? And if not, why not? It's a time of realization. What do I need? What kind of resources do I need in order to get to that target? So clarity and checking up what resources that you have. This is all really tying up beautifully with Venus retrograde in Leo, that wants you to check what your capacity to create is. Leo is all about creation, and it's coming from the heart. The heart is not the mind. The mind can play all kind of scenarios and scary stories. You know, it depends on our conditioning. But the heart knows, the heart feels. And Venus in Leo says, you gotta feel that it's right. Leo, doing the right thing, having the right values, Venus. You gotta feel that it's right. And then it will be easier to manifest that. So this is this kind of a day where you're trying to align that heart of yours with the mental of yours. And Mercury is in Virgo, helping us put the details in the plan. Also Mars is in Virgo. However, Mercury in Virgo can be sometimes too analytical, bringing us some fear messages saying, oh, you can't do that. Mercury in Virgo can be limiting, being afraid to take action, especially with Mars in Virgo, not being so courageous like we would have Mars in Aries, for example, right? Mars in Virgo is hesitant. However, it is asking you to take precise action. And precision is a very important quality to have. And that's why we're going to have Mercury retrograde in Virgo to help us get more precise. The more clear we are, the more precise we are, the better we can manifest, because we're sending a very clear signal. If we're sending a messy signal, the universe brings us messy reflections. But if we're sending a very clear signal of what we want, we're getting very clear results. So pay attention to August 7th. It's a good day to code or reprogram or reevaluate where you're going, what you want, and become more clear about that. Then on August 8th, we have a last quarter moon at 15 degrees Taurus. Where is it in your chart? Whenever we have a last quarter moon, it's always about realizing something, shifting something. You know, the cycle of the moon starts with the new moon, we plant our seeds. First quarter moon, we take action. Full moon, where we see some results and we get some wider perspective. And then we have the last quarter moon. The last quarter moon is saying, this is what was working for you during this cycle, but this didn't work. Those ideas, beliefs, actions, you need to let them go because it's a waste of time. Concentrate on what's working and continue with that to the next cycle. We are building cycle upon cycle. We're not just each cycle on its own, right? It's leveling up all the time. So last quarter moon in Taurus says, again, it's continuing the theme of August 7th, right? Into August 8th, saying you didn't succeed in manifesting that, but you did succeed in doing this and this. What is it for you? Where is Taurus in your chart? This is all happening where Taurus is in your chart. So you did succeed in that. Why don't you continue and build upon that? Taurus is that sign that builds. It loves to amass wealth because it likes to build. So we get a lot of support, and Jupiter is there. We get support. So what is it? And this last quarter moon is happening right on top of Jupiter. A huge abundance and prosperity opportunity. What's coming your way? Maybe some opportunities are coming. Pay attention. What is coming? And be really discerning about what's coming. Pick the right choice. How do you pick the right choice? We do have help from Mercury in Virgo and Mars in Virgo. Those are agents of discerning. Virgo is all about that processing and analysis, that helping us to discern what's good for us, what's not, to sift through what is just noise and what is important. These are all important factors that come together to August 8th saying, hey, today's a good day to manifest whatever you want or to code something that is going to take you a long way forward. So that 8-8 is a good day to start thinking and creating something that will show you long-term results. We have Moon together with Jupiter, together with Uranus. So this is kind of a aha day, an understanding day. Take the opportunity and write some intentions about your abundance and prosperity. What do you want to see in your life? Where are you going? What do you want to grow? We already plant the seeds in the new moon, but this is kind of a third quarter moon saying, let go of something that is limiting and continue with something that is expanding. Pay attention to August 8th. It's a good day. Then on August 9, we have Mercury in Virgo, sesquiquadrate to the North Node in Aries. Kind of an adjustment. This is not a favorable aspect saying you need to adjust something. And it's really in congruence to the third quarter phase of the moon saying, what is it that you need to adjust? And you'll get the understanding. Mercury always brings us the understanding, the knowledge, and then we'll be able to communicate about it. Not comfortable, but necessary. Sometimes we have uncomfortable transits, a lot of times, but they bring us the growth and expansion that we're seeking. On the 9th, we also have Venus at 22 degrees Leo, exactly squaring Uranus. Now, that is a big one, right? Venus is all about our values. What do we value for ourselves and for others? It's about self-love. It's about how do we take care of ourselves? How do we create our life, Venus and Leo? How do we love ourselves? And a square is always very uncomfortable. It's a tension. Those are 90 degrees planets sitting together in this 90-degree position. So the Venus-Uranus square is saying something like, if you want to take care of yourself and love yourself to the highest degree. Then you can create and affect any change you want, because the more you value yourself, the more you attract the same vibration. But where is that fine line between loving yourself and being very self-centered? There is a fine line. Venus is always the planet of harmonizing, bringing balance. That's what she wants. So she's going retrograde in Leo, asking you, do you have balance in your life? Do you have balance in your relationship? Maybe you're not giving enough. Maybe you're not receiving enough. Or maybe you are in balance, wherever you are. But this kind of a square with Venus and Uranus is saying, it's time to understand something about the modalities and the patterns that you're bringing to your relationship. Where did they come from? Why do you believe in this kind of values and ways of being in a relationship? Are they supporting you or not, your patterns? And if not, what can change? So attention is a realization. Attention is uncomfortable because it can be played out by other people coming into your life and acting in certain ways that will trigger you to pay attention. Sometimes we need some triggers to pay attention because we're so numb, we're so used to certain patterns and certain behaviors that we're not paying attention. So maybe it's a day of realization, but it's definitely a wake-up call saying, if you want to have love, if you want to have that beautiful relationship in your life, what is missing? Pay attention. What is missing? And it's a good day to pay attention to your internal dialogue about self-love, self-care, and how you show up in relationships. On the same day, August 9th is a big day. We have Mercury in perfect trine to Jupiter. Both are in Earth sign in Virgo and in Taurus. This is a good day to finally figure it out. You know, the last few days you were thinking about your finances and expansion and how to grow and how to become more financially secure. Aha, we have August 9 to bring us that realization. Yes, this is my plan. Yes, this is my goals. Yep, I finally get the understanding of what I need to do. So figure it out. It's a good day. Not just about relationship, right? Venus and square Uranus. This may be a realization of partnership, of business partnership. If you want to become a partner in a business, or if somebody offers you any kind of collaboration, maybe you should take it, consider it. This is a good practical day. The moon just moved into Gemini, bringing us all the information that we need. So get curious, find out more information about what it is that you're seeing around you. What kind of proposal can you extend to others? Maybe collaboration is the way to go. Consider that. In any event, any decision you're going to make today on August 9th will take you for the long run, because Mercury is sesquiquadrate to Pluto, and this is saying, Pluto is always for the long run, and this is saying whatever decisions, whatever pathway, whatever journey you're going to take from now on will be with you for the long term. So pay attention to what's coming and choose well. You got all the help you need. Mercury is in Virgo, Mars is in Virgo. This is helpful to make informed decisions, to make good decisions, because we have the analytical power that we need. It's not out there. We already are considering all the options. So make your decision and see the path forming just in front of you. Then on August 10th, the same thing is continuing actually, and we're still figuring it out regarding that plan, that new path. We're processing, we're putting more details in the plan. The moon is in Gemini, curious, wanting to know more. It was squaring Saturn at one point that day, saying anything you build, make it strong, make it a structure. You are creating your new structure. And this is really important, because everything we want to build for long-lasting results needs to have Saturn component in it. And Saturn is in Pisces, helping us tap into our creativity, spirituality, compassion, and really having no boundaries on our imagination. We can really imagine anything. Anything is possible. Saturn is saying, if you believe, if you have faith, and you believe that the universe is here for you, the universe will give you the messages, but you got to listen. You got to be connected to your heart. You got to be connected to your psychic ability, or that sensitivity of getting messages from everywhere, not just mental messages, but rather all kind of messages from your mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, and integrate all those messages into the understanding that this is how you create life. It's about the manifestation process, realizing that every step you take manifests the next step, manifests the journey, manifests the end results. Then on August 11, Mars at 19 degrees Virgo is creating a quincunx aspect to Chiron at 19 degrees Aries. Now, this aspect is a 150 degrees aspect. It's called an adjustment. It is a not comfortable aspect because those are two different energies. They're not really speaking with each other. They're not familiar with each other. Mars in Virgo is very cautious, needs to take one step at a time, needs to be very clear. Chiron in Aries is helping us define who we are. Who are you? And take leadership and become that entrepreneurship personality that moves forward with a lot of courage. Mars in Virgo is not that courageous. So those are two different energies. And Mars is the ruler of Aries, but it's in Virgo. So how do we put this together? Mars needs to have security in Virgo. So Mars in Virgo is saying to Chiron in Aries, I gotta heal my inner child. Chiron in Aries, healing the inner child, enough in order to feel the inner courage that I need in order to feel secure so I can move forward, right? So we need to have courage. We need to have guts. We need to dare. We need to take the next step without knowing what the next step is. It takes a lot of courage. So how are you doing in the courage department? What do you need to shift or change or act upon in that department? What is courage? Where does courage come from? We're courageous when we know that we can do it, but we never done something because being a leader or an initiator or entrepreneur takes a lot of faith in order to do the next step without knowing where you're going. That's not easy. How do you do that? You train. You train in baby steps. And that training in baby steps, going out with someone for the first time, making that phone call, applying to that job, applying to something that you always desired, taking a course in something, getting more information in something, taking baby steps and training yourself for success. Because the more we show up for ourselves and the more success points we accumulate, that means we took some unknown steps and we succeeded, and we dared and we succeeded, and we dared again and we succeeded. That's how you build confidence. That's how you build courage to take the next step. And maybe in the beginning it's really baby steps, but hey, that's how we build ourselves to the next level. So this day, August 11, may be about how does one take baby steps to become more courageous, to dare more, to become more of a self-leader, to lead yourself to the next level of you, to the next timeline of yourself. I hope that makes sense. Then on August 12, we have two important things that are happening. First of all, the moon had moved into Cancer, so we all are feeling, we're in a feeling body, and we want to feel secure. Moon in Cancer wants to feel secure. The sun is at 19 degrees Leo in direct trine to Chiron at 19 degrees Aries. We all are happy about that, right? This is a good aspect, 120 degrees. It's a flowing aspect. Both are in fire signs. Hey, let's do it. We talked about courage then on the 11th, and here we got our gut feeling saying up, yes, you can do it. We become optimistic. The sun is in Leo. We can do whatever we want. And Chiron is supporting us, saying, you've healed enough to take the next step. Go for it. Go for it. It's a supportive feeling, and we like that. Another thing that's important on that day is that Venus retrograde is biquintal Neptune in Pisces. Now, biquintal is a special aspect. It's 144 degrees, and it is talking about a special purpose. Biquintal is a special purpose. It's paying attention, a certain purpose, a certain destiny, a certain karma that is coming your way. And that day, I think, would bring us some realization of why we're choosing what we're choosing. What is that path that we are creating and why we're creating it? What's so important about it? Venus is the values. What do we want? What do we care about? What's important? Neptune in Pisces is the inspiration. It's a connection to all there is, to the universe, to God, to your soul. So there is kind of a feeling of an optimistic day that helps you connect to your highest timeline, to your highest purpose of why you came here. Pay attention. What's going on around you that day? What kind of messages are you getting? What are you listening to? Listen to yourself and listen to the environment, because the universe always supplies us with direct messages if we pay attention. So pay attention. It's an important day to pay attention and get inspired. Neptune in Pisces is all about the highest inspiration there is. So get those downloads. It's an osmosis feeling. You're optimistic. The sun is in Leo, trine in Chiron. You got the courage. You got the ability. Now listen to the messages and then go for it. So we've reached August 13, the favorite day in August, I think. The sun is meeting Venus retrograde. They're both in the same degree, 20 degrees Leo. Where is it in your chart? Where is that Leo house? Is it hitting any of your personal planets? That is important to note, because that is the day, Venus went retrograde and she's been going backwards, helping you reevaluate, reassess something, revise something. But now she's meeting the sun again. She will continue retrograding. The sun will continue going forward, separating from Venus. So this is kind of the end of the dark period of the retrograde. From now on, the sun will move away and pull that kind of energy from Venus, saying, all right, I got some messages. I need to revise this and reevaluate this and this. Got it, understood. How can we do it in practical ways and move forward with it? It's a realization, it's embodiment. It's a good day to understand something about, first of all, self-love and how you show up for yourself, which is the most important thing right now to do in order to have enough energy and enough ability to take care of others and show up in the outside world of yourself. Important day to realize something. The other thing that's going on that day is that Mars is biquintal, the true node. Mars is at 21 degrees Virgo, biquintaling the North Node 27 degrees in Aries. Biquintal, we did mention that 144 degrees, saying, especially with the North Node in Aries, saying this is where you need to go. So I think August 13 will show you where you need to go. There'll be a clear message. Something will happen. You will hear something. You will understand something. Somebody would show up with a message. Pay attention. Those are two important days, the 12th and the 13th. And then Venus meets the sun, saying, okay, you've finished that reassessment stage. Now you can create the new plan. You can create the new journey. So all this week seems to be leading you towards the next step that will bring sustainable results, that the Taurus part, that Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, will bring long-lasting result, transformational result. That is all the aspects to Pluto, and will create more understanding on how to take care of yourself. That's the Venus part, and how to show up in relationship. Again, the Venus part, and of course all the aspects that we had to Chiron in Aries and the North Node in Aries, saying take responsibility for your life and create that new pathway, that new journey, that new identity that you want to wear and be proud of. So it's a big week. Enjoy that ride, enjoy the process. Be aware, become very sensitive to what's going on, what kind of messages are you receiving, and what are you feeling inside, and how to navigate all those changes and transformations. It may be challenging sometimes, but you can do that. You are becoming that light warrior. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. This is the way you can support me. And I thank you for watching. And as always, please take care of yourself, and I will see you next time.